In this video, I want to speak about this new app. Now, it's called the GUERNSEY Taxi app. I know a little bit about it. You may know more about it. From what I understand, it was launched beginning of July 2023. It's bringing us up a little bit up to date, where it offers a on-demand taxi service. So initially, when I heard about it, I thought, oh, this is great. You can book a taxi through this app. Well, in actual fact, I was reading up about it a little while ago. And from what I understand, and I could be wrong because I am new to this app, but from what I understand, it's an on-demand service, which means if you need a taxi right at this minute, you can go onto the Guernsey Taxi app and you can, because I got the app on my phone just now and I'll show you it a bit later. So I've had a little play around with it. I haven't actually booked a taxi though. But anyway, so you go onto the app and you put in, there's a little map of Guernsey and you can sort of find where you are and click that as your pickup point. Then you put where you want to go, where you want to be dropped off. From what I understand, that's just if you want it straight away. You're not able to pre-book a taxi for a few days. Okay, and how it works is, just reading about it, is it will allocate the taxi closest to you to come to you. So for example, if you're at Porton for Coast Road and you want to be picked up and taken to St. Peter Port, if you put in the information where you are, if there's the taxi closest to Porton for Coast Road, will get the job. Now, that's how I understand it. I may be wrong on this. So if you have used this app or you are a taxi driver, let me know, but that's what I understand. So it's not solving all the issues. It's giving more, I suppose, choice to the customer if you want a taxi straight away. But as I said, as I sort of hope I've understood it right, you're not able to pre-book a taxi on it. I think that's the case. You get the app you can get it on, I think it's Android and iPhone. I've got an iPhone and I just typed in Guernsey Taxi app and it come up. I think it's the second one down, and you just install it or upload it and it's there, and you just have to sign up. I think you've got to put your first name, surname, email address and telephone number, and I think you've got to click whether you allow the app to find your location, whether you want the app to use your location when you're just using the app or when you're not using the app. So it's your choice. But yeah, and I've sort of seen mixed reviews on it. Some taxi drivers don't like it at all. And by the way, it's not compulsory at the moment for taxi drivers to sign up for it, because not all taxi drivers have, not all taxi companies have. It's by far not all the taxi drivers are on it. But from what I read before, it's going to be compulsory for taxi drivers when they renew their license in 2014 to be part of some kind of app booking system. So whether it's not the States of Guernsey one, I think they have to have something, whether they have their own. Because I noticed some companies have their own app. Like I think it's First Call Taxis. I noticed they've got their own app, and I've got that on my phone as well. So are you better off going for a smaller company that you're just dealing with an app? I'd say probably you are. That's my thoughts on it. I could be wrong. Because if you're dealing just with a company, you're more likely to get a taxi turn up rather than dealing with a load of taxis on the Guernsey app. But yeah, I mean, First Call Taxis, they've got an app. You can look those up. That's an individual business. Or this Guernsey Taxi app is obviously set up by the States of Guernsey, so it's going to be a load of taxis on there. But I think also there's going to be a subscription fee for the taxi drivers. I think they're not paying at the moment, but from the 1st of January 2014, I think the taxi drivers that are on the app will have to pay a fee for the States of Guernsey one. I was reading on the news before that some taxi drivers don't think it's going to work. And there was other taxi drivers saying it's already been working well for them. They've picked up a few people. They happen to be passing the airport, for example, or coming up to the airport and someone's requested a taxi from the airport straight in. So I'd imagine it can work quite well if a taxi's by you. I heard a story yesterday from someone I was chatting to saying they used it and the taxi didn't turn up. They requested another one, and all of a sudden 2 taxis turned up at the same time. So that, so it's not foolproof, but I suppose it's a step in the right direction. Is it going to improve the taxi service with the bookings, but pre-booking? I don't think it will, because it's not a pre-booking app, from what I understand. It's just on demand. So it's good if you're sort of caught out, I suppose, and you need a taxi and you haven't booked one. It might work. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you now the little app. I'll show you on the screen how I found it and how it works. Alright, so I've gone to my phone here. So I'm onto the App Store here in my iPhone. You can see there's Uber one at the top, or if I scroll down, Guernsey Taxi app. I just actually typed in Guernsey in the search bar and it come up the app straight away. So this is what you get. So you got your little pin there. You can move the island round and choose a location. You have to zoom in to the location, and it should come up with an address. So as long as you know where you're being picked up from, it's the first one you're doing. So it says pick up. It says zoom to get your pickup location. There, it's found the address where I've put the pin. So I'm being picked up at that address, and I'm going to set my drop off. So where am I going to? So again, I'm just making this up. I'm not actually going to book it. And I'll zoom in again. You've got to zoom in to get your location. So what about St Sampson's Cemetery, Pet Cemetery? And it's found that there. So there we go. That's it, done. So it's got my where I'm picking up from, where I'm going to. Do I want wheelchair required? How many people? I can put all that in. And it's saying it's 7 minutes and it's going to be £5.40, but I think that is a rough guide. I would love to know what you think about this, so any comments, leave them below. Click the screen to watch another video, and remember to subscribe.